Crohn's disease, also known as inflammatory bowel disease, regional enteritis, and granulomatosis ileocolitis. Now, Crohn's is basically an inflammatory disease of the intestines, which can affect any part of your gastrointestinal tract, anywhere from the mouth through to the anus. The most commonly affected area of the body affected by Crohn's is the small part of the intestine called the ileum. Now, Crohn's is one of those conditions that does come with a lot of symptoms, and not just symptoms that are going to affect your digestive tract. Two of the most common symptoms that will affect your digestive tract is abdominal pain and diarrhea. Symptoms you can get not associated with your digestive tract are skin rashes, arthritis, inflammation of the eye, tiredness. Crohn's disease is believed to be an autoimmune disease, which basically means that your immune system attacks itself, or attacks your gastrointestinal tract, which then causes inflammation. It is shown to be genetic, which means that if you've got a family member that's got Crohn's, you have a 30% higher risk of getting Crohn's yourself than if you didn't have a family member with Crohn's. And if you smoke, you actually double your chances of getting it. People of Jewish heritage have an increased risk of developing Crohn's disease, whereas African Americans have a decreased risk of developing Crohn's disease. The interesting thing is you have no high risk of getting Crohn's, regardless if you're a male or a female. Crohn's can affect anyone at any age, however it does tend to present itself in early teens, 20s, and then it tends to peak again around your 50s to 70s. In order to diagnose Crohn's disease, your doctor may offer a range of different tests. He may offer you a blood test, he may ask for a stool sample test, he may send you for an endoscopy, which is a camera down the throat, he may send you for a colonoscopy, which is a camera up the back passage, or he may even do x-rays, which can help in some cases to determine Crohn's disease or not. If you do have an endoscopy or a colonoscopy, the surgeon may take a biopsy, which again will help determine diagnosis. As well as causing pain and being a bugger, Crohn's disease can cause some complications, such as from all the inflammation you can start to get bleeding, and then you can become iron deficient and anemic. You can get ileus, which is reduced bowel mobility, or you can even develop an obstruction. You can get perforation of the inflamed intestines, and you can even develop a fistulus. You can get inflammation of the liver, and you can get problems digesting food, either because of the scarring in the intestines from the Crohn's disease, or because the intestines are too short for having operations on them. Sadly, from a current medical point of view, there is no cure for Crohn's. There are ways of controlling your symptoms, prolonging remission, and preventing relapse. However, there is no cure. Now, hundreds of thousands of people in Europe and America suffer from this disease, so it is quite a widely well-known disease. Now, depending on the state of your Crohn's, your doctor may put you on one of two types of diets. He may put you on what's called a low residue diet, which is basically a low fiber diet, or he may put you on what's called an elemental diet, which is basically a liquid diet which is made up of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats that your body needs. Now, when it comes to medication for Crohn's, there's quite a lot your doctor can give you. Again, depending on the state of your Crohn's at the time will depend what type of medication you're going to get. There are quite a lot. You've got aminosalicylates, you've got corticosteroids, you've got mercaptopurine. Sadly, 8 out of 10 people who suffer with Crohn's may need to have surgery at some point to alleviate the symptoms or to limit the damage caused by the Crohn's. It is believed by some alternative practitioners that Crohn's can be affected by intolerances to certain foods, mainly wheat and dairy. Now, if this is the case for you, one thing you could try to do is to try and eliminate wheat and dairy from your diet for a few weeks and see how that reacts with your body. You can also try eating your fish oils. Fish oils like your cod liver oil have been shown to be very good for reducing inflammation. If you don't eat fish, you can try hemp oil, which does contain all the omegas, or you can look into flaxseed. A lot of alternative practitioners believe that stress can be a big factor when it comes to Crohn's disease. They believe that stress can cause symptoms to come on, can make symptoms worse. Now, if you are a person that finds it hard to deal with your stress and think that this may be affecting your Crohn's, then look for stress management. So it may be that you need to get some counselling to deal with issues that you're not dealing with, or it may just mean that you need to get rid of this stress through using a stress ball, taking up an activity like yoga, or just doing some basic exercise just to get that stress out of your system. And hopefully by getting this out of your system, it should hopefully reduce the symptoms you're getting from your Crohn's, or help, if you're in a remission period, help prolong that remission period. There's an amazing French product you can look into called green clay. It contains so many of the stuff that your digestive tract needs, and is fantastic to helping with Crohn's or basically any digestive tract problem that you may have. The next product to look into is a product called slippery elm. Now, slippery elm is good in helping in 3 areas. Firstly, slippery elm contains mucilage. Now, mucilage coats and soothes the mouth, throat, stomach, intestines, so it's already going to be your first line of defense for calming everything down and starting the recovery process. Secondly, it contains antioxidants, which are going to help relieve inflammatory bowel conditions. And thirdly, slippery elm will cause reflux stimulation in the gastrointestinal tract, which will actually increase the mucus secretion. And this increase in mucus may actually protect the gastrointestinal tract from things like ulcers and excess acidity. Another product which is high in antioxidants, so will help protect the gastrointestinal tract, is a product called ginkgo biloba. Another very good product to look into on the anti-inflammatory scale is a product called white willow, or Salix alba, which is its official name.